In the headlines, gunmen attack communities in Kaduna, kill 8, injure others. One confirmed dead as structure collapses in Abuja. Niger Delta youth block NNPC towers in Abuja demand CEO's resignation. Hello and welcome to Trust News Updates. My name is Idris Dayabaturi. Now, at least 8 people have been killed and several others injured in 2 separate attacks by suspected gunmen in Kaduna State. The incident occurred in Ungwarimi Village, Chawe Chiefdom Kamaru Ward in Kauru Local Government Area and Ungwan Fulani Village in Hunkwi Local Government Area. The attack in Kauru comes nearly 2 years after relative peace returned to southern Kaduna, following the adoption of a non-kinetic peace model by Governor Obasani's administration. Although police authorities have yet to confirm the attack, the chairman of the Chawe Development Association, Abel Ademu, said in a statement that the gunmen stormed Ungwarimi in the early hours of Monday and opened fire on residents. In a related incident, gunmen believed to be bandit attack on Ungwan Fulani village in Hunkwi local government area, killing a 40-year-old man and abducting a 53-year-old businessman, Shehu Hussein. Reacting to the incident, Kaduna State Commissioner for Information, Ahmed Meyaki, described the attacks as isolated, attributing them to spillover violence from neighboring states. Now, the Taraba State commander of the vigilante group of Nigeria VGN has been thrown into mourning following the killing of 2 of its members by suspected kidnappers. The victim, Inspector Jamilu Usman, popularly known as Soji, and Inspector Ishaya Aziba were attacked during an operation at Mararaban Kunini in Kalau local government area of the state. Confirming the incident in an interview with newsmen in Jalungu, the public relations officer of the command, AC Suleiman Aliyu, said the deceased officers were on a joint operation with the police when they encountered the armed kidnappers. According to him, Inspector Ishaya Aziba was shot dead on the spot, while Inspector Jamilu Usman sustained gunshot wounds and was rushed to the Federal Medical Center, Jalingo, where he later died. While lamenting the lack of operational vehicles and motorcycles for effective response, the PRO appealed to the Taraba State government and well-meaning individuals to support the command in its effort to complement the police and other security agencies in combating crime across the state. Now, as security continues to grip part of Nigeria, recent calls by the former Chief of Army Staff for the possible state of emergency have triggered mixed reactions among Nigerians. For many, the idea of a nationwide lockdown as a solution is unacceptable. They argue that such drastic measures will worsen economic hardship without addressing the root causes of insecurity. Mercy Musa reports from Lagos.
In Lagos, residents are speaking out strongly against the proposal for a nationwide lockdown as a means to tackle insecurity. For Blessing Ikwesidi, staying at home is not an option. She insists the government must find lasting solutions without further punishing struggling citizens.
How do we stay at home? How do we feed when we don't no work? If there's declared state of emergency, I don't think that will be possible for we to do here in Nigeria. And don't support that motion, please. Because I've been out since 5 o'clock and this is almost, I don't even know what time it is. This is almost 1 o'clock. I've been hustling, I've been out hustling to earn a living for my family. So I don't support that motion.
Others point to the leadership failures and the poor management of security funds. They argue that the problem is not the absence of funds, but their misuse, and call for greater accountability. According to them, what Nigeria's military needs are modern weapons, better training, and improved welfare, not ill-equipped soldiers sent into danger.
Our military, from news and from other media, we've seen soldiers complaining of lack of good ammunition to fight. The terrorists, the people disturbing, have better ammunition than our own military. How come? Who is sponsoring them? The money for our own ammunition and for buying equipment and for equipping our security apparatus, what is happening to those funds? So these are things we should be asking. Why should we send our military blind into dangerous zones without drone, and they are going and they are being ambushed. This is uncalled for. We have seen ways that other countries tackle insecurity. They use weaponized drones. Send them into, you don't have to put your soldiers on land. Send weaponized drones and combat issues from that. Then if they need a land support, you use land support. Not that you send our armies blindly into some spots, they get ambushed and they kill them, and we are not making progress.
I am telling you, if they really want to solve this insecurity, they will do it. Do you understand what I'm saying? So let them equip the soldiers, the forces more, and they should do the right thing. They know the right thing to do. If they kidnapped any governor now, I assure you the next 48 hours, they will rescue that governor. So they know what they are doing.
For many Nigerians, declaring a state of emergency is not the answer, but merely a distraction from the real issue, a failing security architecture. As frustration grows, citizens are calling on government to prioritize effective strategy and sustainable reform that will restore peace without worsening their hardship.
A 25-year-old laborer has reportedly died after a foundation wall collapsed at an excavation site in Abuja. The incident occurred at the premises of Radio House Area 8 Garki, according to a statement issued by Head of Public Affairs, Emergency Management Department FEMD, FCT chapter in Kechisa. The statement indicates that 2 workers were trapped after the wall gave way while they were excavating about 7 feet underground in the building. It noted that while one was rescued alive, the other person was fatally injured and later died. Reacting to the tragedy, the Acting Director General of FEMD, Abdulrahman Mohammed, called for strict adherence to safety regulations at construction sites to avoid similar unfortunate incidents. Now, the People's Democratic Party (PDP) caucus in the House of Representatives has raised serious concerns over the state of the nation under President Bola Tinubu's leadership. At a strongly worded press conference in Abuja, the lawmakers accused the administration of neglecting Nigerians and ignoring critical issues. The report.
At an earlier emergency meeting in Abuja, members of the PDP caucus expressed dissatisfaction with the country's situation, blaming President Tinubu's APC-led government for worsening hardship and insecurity. The caucus also reaffirmed its support for Ambassador Umar Elia Damagum, who was recently confirmed as the PDP national chairman after serving in acting capacity. In addition, they urged President Tinubu to respect judicial rulings on local government elections in Osun State.
To ask the federal government to release, obey valid court judgments leading to validity or validating the local government elections that were held in Osun State. Osun State is led by a PDP governor, a successful government and governor who has proved that he's in touch with his people and is delivering dividends of democracy to the people of Osun State. This is anti-democratic, and as a party caucus in the House of Reps, who are lawmakers, we insist that the right thing be done, due process be complied with.
The lawmakers warned that the growing insecurity in states such as Imo, Katsina, Plateau, Benue, Zamfara, and Borno is proof that the federal government has lost control. They further decried a rise in economic hardship, alleging that Nigerians are being pushed to the brink while the president continues to embark on foreign trips.
This government has failed Nigerians. The APC government, for the past 12 years, 10 years that have been in power, has failed Nigerians. And Nigerians have come to know that PDP is the only party that can bring succor to them. Not only kidneys, there's a lot of hardship in this country, and Nigerians are groaning in their pains daily. People are committing suicide because the government is not paying attention to them.
The PDP caucus vowed to sustain pressure on the Tinubu administration through legislative interventions and public advocacy. Meanwhile, the presidency is yet to respond to the allegations.
Now, Governor Hope Uzodinma of Imo State has approved a new minimum wage of 104,000 for civil servants in the state. Uzodinma made this known during a meeting with various labor union leaders on Tuesday night at the government house in Owerri. Similarly, the minimum wage of doctors has raised from 215,000 naira to 503,000 naira, while that of tertiary institution teachers increased from 119,000 naira to 222,000 naira, among others. He said Imo citizens had faced numerous challenges since his government took office, including insecurity, the COVID-19 pandemic, economic hardship from reform policies, and dispute over minimum wage and subsidy removal. Uzodinma said that the state's internally generated revenue IGR had grown from 400 million naira to over 3 billion naira monthly. Responding, the state chairperson of the Nigerian Labour Congress NLC, Uchechi Gemezu Wigwe, described the increase in minimum wage in the state as a victory for the entire workforce in the state. Now, a large group of Niger Delta youth leaders on Wednesday protested at the Nigerian National Petroleum Company Limited NNPC towers in Abuja, demanding the resignation of the company's GCEO. The demonstrators blocked the entrance and exit gates on Wednesday, causing significant disruptions to traffic along Herbert Macaulay Way in the Central Business District. According to reports, the protesters carried banners demanded the resignation of the NNPCL's Group Chief Executive Officer Bashir Ojulari, accusing him of corruption and mismanagement. They also urged the appointment of a Niger Delta indigenous as the new GCEO of the company. Security agents, including men of the Nigerian police force, were at the scene to ensure that traffic was diverted to one lane of the dual carriageway leading to the NNPCL towers. The authorities of the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia have warned Nigerians intending pilgrims for the upcoming 2026 Hajj pilgrimage that anyone found performing Hajj rituals without a valid visa will face severe penalties, including a fine of Saudi Riyal $20,000, approximately 8.158 million, and imprisonment. This warning was issued during a virtual meeting on Monday between the Saudi Arabian Ministry of Hajj and the leadership of the National Hajj Commission of Nigeria, NACON, during which both parties discussed preparations for the upcoming pilgrimage, according to a statement from NACON's information unit made available to journalists. The Saudi representatives, led by Ustaz Abdullah Ashiri, Acting Director General and Special Assistant to the Deputy Minister in the Ministry of Hajj and Umrah, underscored the significance of adhering to critical deadlines. These include signing a Memorandum of Understanding MOU in November, with 14 January marking the final day for camp booking payment and confirmation of service contract packages. Additionally, 1st February has been established as the deadline for the uploading transport and accommodation contract on the Nusuk Masar portal, while 1st of Shawwal remains strictly the deadline for visa issuance. The Federal Operations Unit Zone AFOUA of the Nigerian Customs Service NCS has handed over various expired pharmaceutical products worth 3.8 billion naira to the National Agency for Food, Drug Administration and Control (NAFDAC). Comptroller Muhammad Shoaibu disclosed this during a courtesy visit to the unit by the new NAFDAC Director in charge of Enforcement and Investigation, Martin Iluyomade. The Customs Board reaffirmed the service's dedication to upholding the Memorandum of Understanding MOU between the NCS and NAFDAC. He noted that the MOU marked a significant milestone in Nigeria's fight against fake and counterfeit products. The CAC mentioned that a total of 3 trucks filled with various brands of expired pharmaceutical products were being handed over. These include items in sacks and cartons such as Hairgra, Royal Tablet 225, CSC Codeine Syrup, Relay Extra Tramadol, Amyl Pine Milk of Flavor, and Fregra, among others. This is the news update on Trust TV. Coming up after the break. Group decries negative impact of fake drugs on health. More news when we return. Do stay with us. Welcome back. If you are just joining us, this is the news update on Trust TV. Let's take a look at our top stories again. Gunmen attack communities in Kaduna, kill 8, injure others. And 1 confirmed dead as structure collapses in Abuja. Now moving on to more stories, the Association of Community Pharmacists of Nigeria, ACPN, says nearly 50% of medicines in circulation are fake or substandard. In Nigeria, these counterfeit drugs continue to masquerade as legitimate medicines, wreaking havoc on people's health and lives. In this report, Trust TV speaks with residents of the FCT about the dangers posed by fake drugs and their cause for urgent government action. The reports.
The fight against fake and substandard drugs remains a constant battle in Nigeria. According to the ACPN, more than half of medicines in circulation are fake. Some residents of the FCT who spoke to Trust TV expressed a deep concern over the harm caused by counterfeit medicines. They stressed that urgent and decisive government intervention is needed to protect the lives of citizens.
The issue of fake drugs in Nigeria, everybody knows that there are fake drugs, but I don't think the government is really doing well to curb the issue. I don't think so. There are still so many fake drugs out there. People are selling and people are buying. But the government, we've not seen anywhere where maybe security officials are there to arrest those people. Even you go to the pharmacies now, they still have some fake drugs. On the roadside here, you see people selling drugs inside a basket on the roadside. So all those things, most of them are fake and expired. What I think is the government should really send the security officials after them, especially the NAFDA. They should ensure that all these ones are eradicated, especially the roadside and some pharmacies. When you go inside some pharmacies, you see fake drugs and expired drugs.
Yes, I do believe the government is making effort to stop the circulation of fake drugs. We do have built-up agencies that monitor the coming in and going out of drugs in the country. And personally, we do advise people not to purchase from sources they don't know. So there's also the fact that rules have been put on ground to make sure that anyone who is caught is punished. So I do believe the government is making enough efforts.
The nature of the country we are in. Even though government is making its efforts, some people will still find their way to survive in fake drugs.
Beyond the personal dangers to patients, the trade in fake drugs robs governments and companies of revenues, fuels corruption and crime, damages reputations, and undermines public trust in the health system. Experts warn that fake medicines cause treatment failures, expose patients to harmful substances, and can lead to serious illness or death. Economically, they waste family income, reduce pharmaceutical company profits, and increase government spending on healthcare. Hence, the need for the menace to be addressed. Hawa Bashir, Trust TV News, Abuja.
Now in business, Nigeria, South Africa, and Egypt have emerged as China's top trade destinations, with export jumping by 25% year-on-year to reach $122 billion so far in 2025. A report by Bloomberg said Africa's demand for Chinese products surged this year, already surpassing the continent's entire 2020 trade volume, with China on course to top $200 billion for the first time. Construction machinery ranked among China's fastest growing export to Africa in the first 7 months of 2025, surging 63% year-on-year. According to Bloomberg, shipment of passenger cars more than doubled, while steel product exports rose in high double digits. African nations have also stepped up import of Chinese solar panels, which climbed 60% in the 12 months through June, according to climate think tank Ember. On the other hand, however, Africa's share of China's total export is still meager at about 6%, roughly half the level for the United States. Now, away from Nigeria, a new round of talks between the Democratic Republic of the Congo and Rwanda-backed M23 rebels is underway in Doha. The two parties. And now in sports, Samuel Chukwueze is on the verge of sealing a permanent transfer to Premier League club Fulham. According to reliable transfer expert Fabrizio Romano, Fulham are in advanced negotiations with AC Milan for Chukwueze. The two clubs are working quickly to try and reach an agreement before the transfer window shuts. Chukwueze linked up with AC Milan from Spanish club Villarreal in 2023. In 69 games for the Rossoneri, the Nigeria international has scored just 8 goals with just 4 goals in 51 Serie A appearances. And with that, we have come to the end of the news update on Trust TV. Do not forget to follow us across all our media platforms and also watch us live on YouTube for more news programs and documentaries. My name is Idris Daye Bature, thanking you for being with us. Good evening.